Welcome to The Spin Nerd, episode 1 on this beautiful May 31st, 2021. My name is Nick. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being with me here today on this podcast. I'm very excited. We have a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to get to on this very first episode, including some questions you guys sent in over on my TikTok. I will be answering those questions very shortly, so stay tuned for that. And we got a lot of things to talk about, so let's hop right into it. And again, guys, thank you so much for joining with me. I cannot say thank you enough for everyone listening in and tuning in. So the name. So let's talk about the name. So the name, The Spin Nerd, I think you guys can kind of get the last part of that, nerd. I am a huge nerd. I'm a huge movie lover. I'm a huge movie, goer, and I typically try to see all the big movies. I'm not into horror very much, although I do like thriller movies. And I actually just saw Quiet Place 2. It was actually shot in my hometown, in East Aurora, Buffalo, New York. So it was really cool to see that movie and to see places that I have actually visited before the movie was shot. So that was very cool. And I love Emily Blunt and John Krasinski. I hope I said that last name right. They are just such beautiful couples, and although we really want them to be Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic, I don't think it's going to happen. Well, as far as Emily Blunt is concerned. But then again, who knows? She could be trolling with us. But it would be really great to see John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. But we would get to all the Marvel stuff here in a little bit, because I do want to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. But go back to the name here. The Spin Nerd. Again, I'm a huge nerd. Huge Marvel lover, DC lover, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, all those big franchises. I love Indiana Jones, love Star Wars, all those, big blockbusters and everything. And Spin, why the title Spin? Well, it's because whenever I get talking about a subject, my mind spins out of control. I could literally have a conversation with somebody for hours at a time. In fact, that is what brings me to this podcast. Is my friend Alex. My friend Alex, we were talking on the phone. I've been friends with him for about 9 years now, and we get talking on the phone, and we just talk about everything. And he said to me, he was like, we got to do a podcast. And I said, I thought about doing a podcast, but I don't know. And he said, I would help you. And I said, awesome. Now, unfortunately, Alex is not with me here right now. He is in the process of doing school right now. He's in college. So I do want to take a moment here and just wish everyone good luck. Also the exams and everything. So good luck, guys. Don't sweat too much, and do your best, and good luck. And hopefully everyone has a phenomenal summer this year. So thankful that things are getting back to normal here. And just be safe, and put sunscreen on and everything. But actually the weather here, so where I am, I'm maybe about 40 minutes away from the border of Canada. And where I am, the weather here, it just goes up and down. Today's Monday, Friday, it was about 41 degrees. That was the high. And a week and a half ago, the high was 92 degrees. So it just goes up and down. But I think this upcoming week, and I think the following week, we're finally going to have summer-like weather. So thank God for that. It also is a bit windy out, so I do apologize if you guys do hear some wind in the background, and I also do apologize if you hear my little dog. I just got a puppy. He is 9 weeks old, and he, whenever he has to go out or and he's playing, he does bark. So I believe he's sleeping right now. His name is Champ. He is a Labrador, and so if you guys hear barking in the back, it is probably just my dog. So Alex will be joining with me on a bunch of episodes. He will be my co-host here on a bunch of episodes. And I have a bunch of my friends too that will be appearing on some podcasts as well. And I already have like a list of things that I really want to talk about. So let's talk about the podcast. What can you guys expect on this podcast? Well, just about everything. Like today's podcast is just going to be a bunch of random things. Well, I shouldn't say random, but, just a bunch of stuff. And then, down the line, like I'll probably just do one podcast just about one topic. So what I really want to do is I really want to get on a schedule here because during the week there was a bunch of news. So I would really love to try to do each podcast either like on the weekends or on a Monday, just because so much stuff has happened during the week, and I just feel like it's all this craziness stuff happened, all this crazy entertainment news. And, I want to give my opinions on it and give my takes on it and just kind of give my theories and whatnot, on trailers and stuff. And so I probably will be posting, my podcast either at the beginning of the week or at the end of the week. But yeah, I am personally, I'm really excited. This is all new to me. Now I do apologize for just having an audio recording, and I do apologize for the lack of pictures and everything. I actually wanted to do a video because I know a lot of podcasts do have, like the videos where you can see the person and everything. Unfortunately, I don't know what is going on with my camera, so I'm really hoping by next episode I can have that camera up and running so you guys can see me. But this is all new to me. It's a learning experience for me, and I'm just trying to get the hang of all of this. But yeah, so each podcast, depending, on the day or on the topic or on the month, I will be talking about a bunch of different things. Halloween, I want to do a bunch of spooky podcasts. Nothing too scary, but there is a couple in mind where I would really love, to talk about some scary stuff and spooky stuff and things like that. And, I'll have some Christmas theme episodes and some New Year's theme episodes and things like that. So now some facts about me. I am 25 years old, and again, I'm a huge movie lover, huge TV show lover. I love music. Unfortunately, I don't play any instruments whatsoever, but I do love acting. I do love cosplay, and ever since I was a kid, I always dressed up in a costume. My mom used to make me costumes out of construction paper, Inspector Gadget, Roger Rabbit. I had this green bathrobe, and I had this purple hat, and I used to always prance around like Dopey, and I used to dance around and everything. And I love being an actor. I love acting, and I really love making people happy. I love bringing people together, and that is what I'm hoping to do with this podcast, is to bring people together, because I really want this podcast to be for everyone. I really want this podcast to be a fun, unique podcast, and whenever like a movie comes out or like a TV show, I would love to talk about it with my one of my friends, or if it's just me, I would really love to get my take out there and other people take, and we can have a conversation about it. So like when the Loki show comes out, I probably will do a smaller podcast talk about the episode. Black Widow comes out, Shang-Chi, the Eternals, Spider-Man, I'll definitely go ahead and do a movie review. Now, I typically go Thursday nights to see a movie, so the podcast probably won't be up until Friday. Again, I have to try to figure out a schedule. Again, this is all new to me, so I'm trying to figure out everything. But yeah, so that is just some stuff about me. I love acting. I love doing cosplay. If you follow me on TikTok, if you got me on Facebook, if you got me on Instagram, you know how much I'll go above and beyond to do a cosplay, or to make people laugh, or to make people happy, because I love that. And so some other stuff about me. So I was diagnosed with autism about 10 years ago. So I am autistic, and I couldn't be any happier just with myself, and just interacting with so many friends out there, and just them helping me learn so much about autism. I really want to do a podcast, and I'll probably do many podcasts talking about autism, because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be known about autism and needs to be heard. So I definitely have some stuff put aside for autism, for a separate episode in itself, just talking about being autistic, talking about my diagnosis and everything. So that will be coming very soon in the near future. And let's see what else. It's so funny. People always tell me, like, dude, you can write a book. And I'm actually writing some screenplays right now. So I don't want to give out, like, any details, but I do have, like, 3 or 4 kind of, like, screenplays that I'm kind of writing right now. So I have one of my friends, Maddie. She's in fact, I gotta call her. She's gonna be helping me with a Christmas play that I'm writing. So yeah, I'm hoping that is just my dream. My passion, again, is acting. My passion is, being on stage, but also to write my own screenplays, to write my own scripts and everything, and to have my own, company where I can have, actors and actresses, and, just a place where everyone's welcome. And I really want that dream to come true. So I don't know how I would get there, but hopefully one day I will have my own place and I can be a director and, have my own, like I said, scripts and everything, and have my own studio. And yeah, so that would be very, very fun. Again, I love acting. I love cosplay. It's just, to me, it's just a lot of fun. And I know a lot of people out there that love my stuff and that love cosplay and love acting and everything. So, I just hit like 893 followers on TikTok, so I'm so close to 900 followers on TikTok. So I'm getting so close to 1,000. But yeah, I love TikTok. It is such a fascinating app. Just the creators on there, just, with all the cosplay and the acting stuff and just the makeup. I mean, I don't know how many people I'm following, but I follow a lot of people, and like, it's like I go on there and it's so cool to see, people so passionate about something, and using an app like TikTok to, go ahead and do stuff like that. And I just think it is so awesome. It is such a unique app. I had it now for about a good year now, a year and a half. It's such a unique, fun app. In fact, so I got TikTok, and it's so funny because I really wanted to do I probably should have done a podcast a year ago. That probably would have been the time to do it. But I had Facebook and Instagram, and I just, I had mostly my family on there. And I don't know, like, I just woke up one day and I just started to do videos, just magic tricks. I found this puppet that I had in my closet, like a puppet monkey, and I just started doing things and just started to take like old slapstick, comedy stuff for like Laura and Hardy, Stan and Oliver, I should say, the Three Stooges, Abbott Costello, Buster Keaton, Charlie Chaplin. I would take inspiration from them, and I would use that in my own videos, and I would see stuff online, and I would try to learn how the trick was done and everything, and I would go ahead and put it to almost like a comedy routine, or I would go ahead and reenact like a scene from Friends, or like a scene from a movie or something. And it's just the feedback that I got back. Everyone's like, dude, you should get TikTok. You should get TikTok. And I was like, okay. And I got TikTok. And it's a really fun, unique app. And again, just so many just amazing, people on there. And so many, creators on there just doing amazing things. And just, the interactions I have with people on there has just been nothing but positive feedback. And I cannot thank everyone enough for that. So if you have me on TikTok and you're listening right now, or Instagram or Facebook, thank you guys so much, again, for just for the wonderful love and the support, and also on this podcast as well. I cannot thank you guys enough for just the love and the support and everything, just listening in on this podcast. So again, I do apologize for the lack of pictures and the lack of video content, but hopefully I'll get that fixed very soon. Okay, so some other stuff about me. I had jaw surgery done, so I had a really bad underbite, and I needed the surgery to get done. Otherwise, I would have not get it done. But I would have eventually. I would have been in really big trouble. So I was only chewing on 2 sets of teeth, and I was 23 years old when I had the surgery done. And eventually, my mouth just would have corroded because I was only chewing on one side. So I had an underbite, and when I was a little kid, my tongue was tied. That line on your tongue, mine was tied. So I had a very long tongue because they went in and did surgery on that. So I had a long tongue. And as I got older, my tongue just wouldn't fit in my mouth. And then, like I said, just, my bite didn't line up or anything like that. So, like, it was very difficult for me to eat, like, a hamburger, to eat like a hot dog. So I needed surgery done. So I went and I got surgery done. It was about a 5-hour surgery, and for 6 weeks I couldn't eat nothing. I had to drink everything out of a blender, and oh my goodness, that was very challenging. I mean, no surgery is no surgery is easy. When you get surgery done, it is, it's a long road to recovery, but something that we do every day, which is talking. That was, very challenging because, it was, I couldn't eat. I had to, drink everything out of blender, but my mouth is fixed now, and I'm doing really good. So I had that done 2 years ago. In fact, was it last week? Last week. Last Saturday, not this past Saturday, but last Saturday, was the 2 week mark that I had it done. So it was a lot of work, but I had these rubber bands in my mouth, and it held my mouth together, and I had like this little, almost like a hockey mouth guard in my mouth as well. So I had that in my mouth, and yeah, it was a pain. But actually, so funny story. I remember the 1 week because I had to go like every week, and they would change out the rubber bands that was holding my mouth together. And the 1 week I went to the Lego store, and I bought all of the Spider-Man Far From Home sets. And then Spider-Man came out Far From Home the day after I could talk. So it was like, I think Spider-Man, I think it was the first that I got everything taken off. And then, it was, I'm just going back here on my calendar. Give me 1 second here. Okay, yeah. It was, okay, it was that no. It was that Wednesday I saw Spider-Man, because it came out the 4th and the 5th. I went that Wednesday. I got the rubber bands taken off on the 2nd, and I saw Spider-Man Far From Home twice that day. So I went to go in the morning by myself, and then after I got out, my friend texted me, and she was like, "Hey, you want to go see Spider-Man?" I'm like, "I just saw it." And she's like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Well, I'll see it again because it's a really good movie." She's like, "Oh, okay." So I saw it again that afternoon. It was like right as I was walking out, and I went back in, and I saw it again. Actually, I forgot about this, but I did see it again that night. A friend of mine called me. He wanted to go that night and see Spider-Man Far From Home. So I was like, "Yeah, okay. We'll go see Spider-Man Far From Home." And so that was my little kind of recovery celebration, seeing Spider-Man 3 times in one day. So, and then 4th of July was that week, so I could eat a hamburger, and it was like, it was party time. So I had that done, and let's see what else I had. So when I got diagnosed with autism, I got diagnosed in 2011, so it was 10 years. It was the summer of 2011, so it's going to be 10 years in a couple of weeks. But I also, before that, I had bacterial meningitis. Now, if you don't know what bacterial meningitis is, it's when fluid gets on your brain and on your spine. Now, unfortunately, when you get bacterial meningitis, it acts like the flu, and because the fluid attacks your brain and your spine, there's not a good chance that you can recover from that, and sometimes you don't even make it, and other times if you do make it, you become brain dead or blind, loss of limbs. So it was actually that year of, and this is something that I'm just like I mean, this was a miracle, and it's just something that was a life-changing event for me. But it was that New Year's of 2011. It was right after New Year's. I went to school that following Monday, and I just pushed through that week. But I wasn't feeling good Tuesday night, and my mom kept me home the rest of the week. And it was Friday. On Thursday is when I got really bad. I started to hallucinate and everything, and my mom was going to take me to the hospital, but instead I went to the doctors really early. They weren't even open yet, and I went to the doctors early in the morning. They didn't know what I had. They took my blood, and I was very dehydrated. I was losing weight. I think before this, I was like 102, 103 pounds, and when I got sick, I went down to about like 82, 83 pounds. But yeah, I was very ill. So when I went there, they gave me some fluids, and they sent me home, and I don't remember much. And for 3 days, I was unconscious. I wasn't waking up, but I did wake up eventually, and I found out what happened. Because the last thing I remember was going to the doctors, and then coming home, and then I woke up 3 days later, 3.5 days later, and I was in hospital. The last thing I remember was going to my bed. And that was very scary because I was like, what happened? And, my mom told me, she's like, we almost lost you. What happened was, when I came home that night, that morning of the doctors, I went to bed and they called my mom like an hour later and they said that my blood count was very high. The ambulance was on its way. My mom came downstairs. I was already having a seizure, which I never had in my life. And they, try to get me to go, get up, and I wasn't responding. So they put me in the back of the ambulance, rushed me to the hospital, and they didn't know what was going on with me. They told my mom, call my friends and my family and, say goodbyes. They said we don't think it's gonna make it. My kidneys were shutting down. My body was shutting down. All my organs were shutting down. There was really no sign of me, coming to. And the doctor came out and he said to my mom, I got bacterial meningitis. And my mom's like, what is bacterial meningitis? And the doctor was like, well, it's, you sometimes don't survive it. And if you do, you have side effects from it. And it was when my mom told me that, I was like, wow. And Friday night they were like, he's not going to make it. The doctors and the nurses were like, yeah, he's really not going to make it. But I made it, and the only side effects I really have is just I have nerve damage, and that's really about it. So I am very lucky and very blessed to be okay. I still have some issues. They found out I didn't have a spleen, and the spleen is what fights bacteria and everything. And I have stage 2 kidney disease. So yeah, I got some health issues, but I'm just very happy that I beat that and I came out okay. I got some side effects, but it could have been a lot worse. I could have been brain dead, or I could have not be here anymore. And it's very scary to think about that. But so that is something that I really don't talk about a whole lot, just because it was a life-changing event for me. But here I am 10 years later doing a podcast, and so hopefully guys, anyone listening to this, hopefully you guys are okay. I know whenever I tell the story, I know a lot of people get choked up and whatnot, but I'm okay. I'm fine, and I'm living my life, and I'm making people happy, and I'm doing a podcast, and I'm doing cosplays, and hey, I just want to help people, and that is where I really lie with a lot of things. I really just want to help people. That's where I really want to do the rest of my life, is help people. And by being an actor, I feel like there's other ways to help people, but I feel like being an actor is one of the ways, because when you have a bad day, and I had many bad days, and it's you go and you put on a movie or TV show or music, and you get lost. You get lost in that reality, because it's an escape from reality. And I feel like when you're an actor, when you do movies or TV shows or play, you can give something to the people, and it's an escape for them, So, and when you're a character, especially when you're a character, people can relate to that character in some way. So some of the stuff that I have done have been Lion King. I have done The Grinch. I've done Buddy the Elf. I've done Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Cinderella. I was the king in Cinderella. I was Belle's father in Beauty and the Beast. I was Timon from The Lion King. Little Mermaid, I was the chef guy, Chef Louis, which I will talk, that's a whole different subject right there, so that's a whole story that I will be talking about in a separate video. Of course, I was Buddy the Elf, I was the Grinch, and I feel like I'm missing one or two, but I've done some side characters too, outside, I've done meet and greets outside. I've done Spider-Man. I've done Mad Hatter. I've done I've done a couple just drive-bys, people that were getting surgery done. In fact, it was a kid about a couple of months ago, about a month or two ago. He was getting surgery done, and he loves superheroes, so I got dressed up as Spider-Man and did a drive-by, and it was really, neat seeing him, be all happy and everything, seeing Spider-Man. So, I do stuff like that. I do a lot of like private, birthday parties, and a lot of not not many of them, but every now and then, I'll get a call from a friend or someone. Hey, can you do Spider-Man? Yeah, sure. So, I really loved it. I love stuff like that. I love just putting on a costume and again just making people laugh and happy. And I know a lot of my videos on TikTok. I know a lot of you guys out there. Again, if you're on my TikTok, you guys know. I know you guys love a lot of my videos. I know my family loves a lot of my videos. I know a lot of my Instagram videos, a lot of my Facebook videos. So yeah, so that is just all those unique facts about me. So I guess right now let's hop into some Q&As that you guys sent over on TikTok. So there were three people that sent me questions. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and say right now, thank you guys so much for sending in these questions. And anyone listening in on this podcast, if you would like to send me a question, all you have to do is just comment down below, and I will try to answer them in my next podcast. Okay, so the first question. So this is a person on TikTok. I'm giving him a shout out. Rebels on Bricks Block Studio, BLOX Studios. He was a huge Marvel fan, great kid. And he asked me, what are my favorite, can you show all of your Marvel Legends? What is your favorite Marvel movie? Do you collect any Funko Pops? What is your favorite video game? And what is your favorite movie and TV show? So the first question is, can you show all your Marvel Legends? And the answer to that is yes and no. So let me explain a little bit here. So yes, if you go back in my previous videos, I do have I think I have like 2 videos showing off my collection. One of them is my first video, and then I did a video a couple months ago showcasing everything that I have. So I have a whole bunch of the MCU figures behind me, and I have a whole bunch of the Star Wars ones too, but more of the Marvel ones that I have, and they're coming out with so many more like stuff from the Eternals, and I'm sure we're gonna get figures from Spider-Man No Way Home, and I'm sure we're gonna get even more figures with the What If series and all these. I'm hoping one day we get Agatha and Owen Wilson's character from Loki, even though I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name from the show, but I think that show comes out next week, so hopefully we can get a figure of him as well. So there's so many awesome Marvel Legends figures that I would love to get. But yeah, the reason why I said no is because there was more coming out. So if I do a video now, then I would have to do a video like 2 months from now. So what I want to do is I want to get those figures that's coming out in September, which is a part of the Infinity Saga wave. And then I want to do and then obviously I'll get the Eternals ones, and then I'm assuming Spider-Man Far From Home figures would come out as well. So once those figures come out and the Eternals, so like towards the end of the year when all these figures are hitting the shelves, I would definitely do an updated video showing off my collection. So stay tuned for that. Okay, next question he writes is, what is your favorite Marvel movie? Okay, so another person on TikTok asked me a similar question. Alex. And again, I'm so sorry if I pronounce this wrong, but Kowalski, Kowalski. He asked, what is your favorite MCU movie? So the question I'm going to answer right now is, what is your favorite Marvel movie? The question I'm going to ask after that is, what is your favorite MCU movie? So my favorite Marvel movie outside of the MCU is the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies and the first X-Men movies. Those 2 movies I really love. I really love Logan. I really love Days of Future Past. But those 2 movies right there, the first X-Men movie and the Sam Raimi, the first Spider-Man movie, are my 2 favorite. And then going back to Alex Kowalski question, what is your favorite MCU movie? Probably Avengers Infinity War. I love them all. I don't have, some are better than others. Yeah, some, will much better than, maybe the first 2, like, the Thor movies. But I do love, I love them all. I can't pick, but Avengers Infinity War, I would have to say, would be my top favorite. That and the first Avengers movie. Those movies are just so beautifully well done. Even Avengers Endgame. So those are some of my favorite MCU movies. So Alex, thank you so much for sending your questions. Have a couple more questions left here on Rebels and Bricks. He asked, do you collect any Funko Pops? Yes, I do. Unfortunately, I have to stop collecting them because I have so many DVDs and books and figures that I'm actually in the process of getting rid of some and putting some in storage. So I do have Pop Funko figures, but it's just I have so many of them. But what kills me is that next year, and who knows if they're going to be in Spider-Man No Way Home, but I would love to get Pop Funko's figures of Tobey and Andrew, Amazing Spider-Man, and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie. And like I said, next year will be the 20th anniversary of Spider-Man. And then if Andrew Garfield and Tobey are in the No Way Home movie, then I'm sure we're gonna get some Pop Funkos for that movie as well. So I'm really trying to hold off to buy any more. And I don't need any more. But I really want the Spider-Man one, so I'm sure I can guarantee that we are gonna, even if they're not in No Way Home, I can guarantee that next year we are gonna. And I think even next year too, it'll be 10 years since the Amazing Spider-Man came out. So yeah, it'll be the anniversary for not just one but two Spider-Man movies. It would be the anniversary of the Amazing Spider-Man 1. And then the Sam Raimi one. So I just thought about that. So I could almost guarantee that we will be getting some merchandise since it will be the anniversary, because I know they did that with the X-Men movie last year, the first X-Men movie. We got some Hasbro figures from Deadpool and then the X-Men movie. So I'm sure Hasbro would be giving us. I'm never going to stop collecting the Legends figures, but Pop Funkos, I gotta slow down. What is your favorite video game? Ooh, favorite video game. I really love Kingdom of Hearts. I think that is a great game. That is a game that I play a lot. I also love, so I grew up with Sega, PlayStation 1, and PlayStation 2. So there's a lot of games. I could go on and on with those games, but two comes to mind for PlayStation 1, and that is Toy Story 2. And there was a game called Lego Island. That was a fun game. That was a really fun game. Sega, I really love playing Sonic 2. And then Frogger. There was a game called Frogger where you were this frog and you would have to try to get across the street without getting hit by the car. And then you have to try to go on the logs without drowning in the water. Then you have to try to make it to the end and get a flag. And then each time, you got a flag, it would get harder and harder and harder. So that was a really fun game. PlayStation 2. God, PlayStation 2 was such a unique platform because anytime, well, I guess you could say the same about Sega and PlayStation 1, but anytime you had, a movie that came out, it was attached to PlayStation 2. So, like Treasure Planet, Lilo and Stitch, Dinosaurs. But favorite game for PlayStation 2, I would have to say, I love the Tony Hawk skateboard games. Those are fun games. I'm trying to think. Probably Treasure Planet. I don't know if anyone remembers that movie, but that was a great movie, great game. Very difficult game, but that was a really fun game for PlayStation 2. What is your favorite? And the next question is, what is your favorite movie and TV show? Ooh. Okay, favorite movie, other than like superhero movies, I would have to say Indiana Jones, Mrs. Doubtfire, Tommy Boy, with David Spade and Chris Farley. Love those movies. Uncle Buck. Uncle with John Candy is a great movie. Love John Candy. I love the Mummy movies. I love Back to the Future. Ghostbusters. Baby Driver. What else? The Star Wars movies. Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back, I would have to say. What else? Yeah, so those are some of my favorite movies. The list goes on. I have so many. And Onward. Favorite Disney movies would have to be Onward, Mary Poppins, Toy Story, Beauty and the Beast, Peter Pan, The Great Mouse Detective, Tarzan. Love Tarzan. Hercules, Hunchback, Treasure Planet, Atlantis, Meet the Robinsons, Dinosaurs. What else? Alice in Wonderland. Wizard of Oz. I love the Wizard of Oz. If you guys follow me on TikTok, you guys know I do a lot of cosplay with the Wizard of Oz. So those are some of my favorite movies. The Outsiders. Again, the list goes on. Favorite TV show. Ooh, okay, that's an easy one. 3 right off the top is Boy Meets World, Chuck, and Home Improvement. Boy Meets World, Chuck, Home Improvement. 3 of my favorite shows. After that, oh god, it's Grimm, it's Stranger Things, How I Met Your Mother, Friends, Seinfeld, Teen Wolf, Castle, Family Ties, Growing Pains. I guess Growing Pains is another one I can add, like next to Home Improvement. Saved by the Bell, Big Bang Theory, Wings, Cheers. I just finished this one show called Chuck with Kiefer Sutherland. What a great show. That is on Hulu. If you really want like a really super intense show, I highly recommend you guys go check out that show. It just keeps you on your toes. So listen, to Alex and to Rebel, guys, thank you so much for sending in those questions so much. I have one more person here that sent in the question. She asked, this is Unique Miss Geek. She asked, what is some of your favorite collectibles and why? So, favorite collectibles, oh god, well, obviously the Legends. I really love the Legends. I've been collecting those figures. So I had some I had plenty when the first Iron Man movie came out, but they really weren't like Legends figures yet. Because it was around the time like Toy Biz. I think Toy Biz was still around, and I think Hasbro was just starting to do like some of the figures from Marvel. So I wasn't really until Captain America Winter Soldier, I think, was when they started to do like the brand was Legends, Marvel Legends. And I didn't have any friends in high school, so like coming home from school and just going to Toys R Us and Target and Walmart and Kmart. Yes, I went to Kmart, tracking down these figures, and Walgreens was just something I look forward to, and I really love collecting. So I would have to say, I'm really passionate about collecting. Like I said, especially the Legends figures. And they're just so fun and unique, and especially the Marvel figures. I mean, the great figures. I mean, they got figures from like Stan Lee on the Disney Plus shows. They got figures from Spider-Man and Black Panther and Captain Marvel and the Guardians, and so they just have so many figures out there, and they're coming out with more. So I really just love collecting those. Again, it's just the thrill of watching the live stream whenever Hasbro does like a live stream, or San Diego Cosmic Con or Toy Fair, whatever. It's so fun to, watch the live stream or whatever, and have, the whole team talk about the figures and just some of the behind the scenes and everything. So those are really fun. And I also love to collect DVDs. So I used to be a big collector when it came to Blu-rays and like exclusive like steelbooks and everything. But I don't need 7 copies of one movie, so I backed off from that a little bit. However, when it comes to movies, I like to have one collection of like all the actors. So like I have a bunch of movies on like Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell, John Candy, Chris Farley, Robin Williams. There maybe is like 1 or 2 movies in each like category. So like in like the Will Ferrell section, there's maybe like 2 movies. Adam Sandler is maybe like 2 movies. Robin Williams, I think there's like 1 movie I have never seen, which is, I think it's called Cadillac Man. So yeah, there's just a bunch of like just movies that I just collect. But I don't collect movies if I haven't seen them. But if it's that side of, it's that actor is in that movie, I have a bunch of his movies, I have to buy it, especially when I'm at like Walmart or like some antique shop, and they have a movie there or something, and it's like really hard to find. I have to buy it. I just bought a whole bunch of John Candy movies because I love John Candy so much. This is another one of my favorite, and I just bought I think there's like 1 or 2 movies of him that I'm missing. I think it's 1941, and I can't think of the other one. Even though I'll probably watch the movie like once, I'm like, it's John Candy. Like I literally just bought like a bunch of his movies on Delirious, Cool Running, Only the Lonely. I'm looking at some of them right now. Spaceballs. I was actually shocked I didn't have Spaceballs. Summer Rental, and then the last one that he did, Wagons East. So, and Canadian Bacon was actually another movie that was shot in my backyard. And let's see, Bruce Almighty, Canadian Bacon, Quiet Place 2. I thought there was like another. I don't know. I know I'm missing like a bunch of blockbusters, but those are some of the ones that comes to mind when I think of my city, because they were shot in my hometown. So guys, thank you so much. Unique Miss Geek, Alex Kowalski, and Rebels on Bricks. Guys, thank you so much for sending in your questions. If you guys have any more questions, comment down below. And I can't believe I've been doing this now for about 40 minutes. I'm having so much fun. I hope you guys are listening. Well, obviously, if you are listening, I meant to say hopefully you guys are having fun too. Again, I do apologize. I don't have any video feed right now, but I promise you guys, hopefully in the next video, the video after that, I will have video feed, and hopefully I will have a special guest with me as well, whether it would be Alex or one of my other friends. I really can't wait to have other people on here, and we can talk and get cracking on some crazy topics about movies and TV shows, which lead me into my next topic I really want to talk about here, and that is Spider-Man No Way Home. Sorry about that, guys. I did have to take a bit of a break just then. I had to take a sip out of water. My mouth was getting a little dried. But yeah, let's talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. So what do I think about all the rumors and speculation and everything? And guys, I am just like, listen, if Tobey and Andrew are not in this movie, I don't know. Like, just like what William Dafoe said in Spider-Man 1, you can't do this to me. I built this company. You know how much I sacrifice. Literally, that is how I'm going to feel with, if they're not show, like, it's just so crazy, like, to think that there might be a slight possibility where all these rumors and everything, it's just Tobey and Andrew just, yeah, no, they were never going to be in the movie. They were never not in the movie, and they're not coming back as Spider-Man. And personally, I really feel bad for Andrew Garfield, because I feel like he needs another shot at Spider-Man. And even Tobey Maguire, even though he did 3 movies and Andrew Garfield only did 2, I feel like Tobey Maguire just needs to come back for one more turn. I feel like Spider-Man 3 was always a cliffhanger with that whole sequence where, he, at the end of Spider-Man 3, where, like, Harry dies and, like, Sandman, like, goes away, and, like, it's, Spider-Man and Mary Jane, and they, and she's singing, and he comes walking in, and they're, like, touching hands, and then, like, the movie ends, and I'm like, okay, like, what's going on? Because they have to be together. Like, I always felt like that was a cliffhanger, and I can't watch Spider-Man 3 because of that. So I really want to find out, like where is Tobey Maguire right now? Like his version of Spider-Man. Where was his version of that character? Where was he at? And the same thing with Andrew Garfield. Last time we saw him, Gwen Stacy died. It's just, him and his aunt. And, he is about to attack the Rhino, and then boom, movie ends. It's like, wait a minute, hang on, like, wait a minute. He deserves a happy ending here. Yeah, he's Spider-Man, but he needs to have, Mary Jane needs to come in, or Betty Brant, or something needs to happen to Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. So, in fact, it's so funny. I'm actually looking at the artwork of the DVD of both Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, and Andrew Garfield. They're actually laying on my floor right now, because I was in the process of just cleaning out some of my movies and putting them in my travel cases, because I was going to go to my buddy's house this week, so we were going to binge watch some MCU movies and some Marvel movies. But yeah, so I just really want them to come back. I really want Tobey to come back. I really want Andrew Garfield to come back. And I know people out there, listen. I think all 3 of them, and again, this is just my opinion, I think all 3 of them are the best Spider-Mans. I think all 3 of them are the best Peter Parkers. It's how you look at them. It's the Sam Raimi movies came out almost 20 years ago. The Andrew Garfield movies came out 10 years ago. The Tom Holland character, it's inside of the MCU, so you have to connect his character and make his character, like a kid, not to say that Tobey and Andrew is a teenager but Tom, everyone, like there's people I talk to, it's like, oh, Tom is such a kid. Well, he is a kid. Like, that's the whole point of him being inside the MCU. Like, he is a kid, because if you read the comic books, in the comic books, it takes place mostly like in high school. I think like the first 20 issues, it's him in high school. So to have Tom Holland's character be focused around that, around high school, that's perfect because that's what the comic books are based off. And don't get me wrong, like I love Andrew, I love Toby, I love their movies so much. I grew up as in Tobey Maguire movies. I have nothing against them. I just wish that they were more focused in high school. However, I think if that was the case, yeah, we would have gotten totally different movies. And I love the first Amazing Spider-Man, and I love both the Tobey Maguire versions as well. I love the first 3 Spider-Man, and even the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I love it for what it is. Yes, it has its issues. Yes, there was too many storylines going on. Same thing with Spider-Man 3. But I will say, for the most part, I thought the action sequences, I thought they were pretty good. Now, for them to, again, for them to show up as Tom Holland, I think that would be just one of the most craziest things to happen, not just inside of the MCU, not just in Marvel movies, but just in Hollywood in general. I mean, the Flash movie's getting ready to shoot. We know Michael Keaton's in it. We know Ben Affleck is in it. Who knows who else we're going to get. Maybe Christian Bale is going to appear as, Batman once, one more. I mean, we have no idea. And, it's really interesting. It was this whole multiverse and everything. It's really interesting to see, where, this is all going to go. Because they did say WandaVision's going to tie into Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is going to tie into Spider-Man No Way Home. So all these movies are going to tie in together, and like the Loki series is coming out, and they've been doing all these interviews and teasing us like the multiverse and everything. So there's no doubt in my mind that, yeah, we are going to see Toby, we are going to see Andrew, we are going to see Tom together. But again, if they're not in it, then I don't know what all these rumors and everything was all about. But even that, you have to look at the facts. I mean, we've gotten videos from Sony, from other, countries, and, saying, hey, I think it was Christmas time. I think it was the Sony official account over in the UK, and they were like, hey, who's your favorite Spider-Man? What if I told you, you didn't have to choose? And it was like, wait, what? And then like Andrew Garfield was like stunt double, was spotted on set. He was in a taxi cab, and he was talking to a taxi cab driver that he was doing a movie and everything. He was doing a Marvel movie, and just all these things. It's like, and we see a picture of Tobey Maguire like a couple months ago, and he was out of shape. And then we see him like a couple weeks ago, right after they got done filming Spider-Man. He's like totally like in shape. He looks the same way that he does with, how he did with Spider-Man 2. And it's like, what is happening? What's going on? We got Alfred Molina coming back. That is confirmed. We got the Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2. We got him coming back. It's like, what is happening? So the fact that we're getting villains, well, those are the 2 villains that we know of. But, rumored Willem Dafoe's coming back with the Green Goblin. It's rumored that the Sandman is coming back. It's rumored that Rhino's coming back. The Lizard is coming back, giving us the Sinister Six. So again, it's what is happening, what's going on, and again, personally, if Toby and Andrew are not in the movie, then Marvel and all these cast and crew, they really joked with us a lot. They really teased us a lot, giving us fans hope. And that right there would just be messing with my feelings. I'd be like, why did you do that? But no, I want to say I'm 70% sure that Toby and Andrew, they are going to appear in No Way Home. Now, with that being said, when are we going to get a first teaser trailer? I don't know. That I don't know. People are saying tomorrow. I doubt it. Listen, if we get a teaser trailer tomorrow, then I would do a whole podcast just on that. But regardless, even if when we do get it, I'm still going to just do a podcast talking about the teaser trailer, talking more about my speculations, which is why I really don't want to go too deep into this. But I do think we are going to get the teaser trailer for No Way Home very, very, very soon. I truly believe that. I truly believe that, with the Shang-Chi trailer that came out a couple weeks ago, then we got the Eternals. Now we're going to get Spider-Man this month. And I think with even Black Widow coming out next month, I think we're going to get another look at Shang-Chi again. And then come August, we're going to get another look at the Eternals. And then come September/October, another look at Spider-Man. However, with the teaser trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home, when we do get it, if Toby and Andrew are in it, I don't think we are going to see I don't think we're going to see them in the teaser. Again, I don't want to confirm anything. It's just speculation, but I don't think that we will see Toby and Andrew inside of the teaser trailer if we do get it this week or next week or whatever. Personally, I think if we do get them, I think it would be one quick little like line or something in the official trailer, which again probably won't come out until like fall. So, with that being said, what can we get? I don't know. It's a teaser trailer, I mean, we're gonna have to get something. We're gonna have to get something to get fans hyped. So maybe Doctor Strange, in a new outfit. Maybe he's got gloves on this time, like he did. I can't think of the name of the movie now that he had the gloves. Was it Spider-Man: Homecoming, or was it Doctor Strange? I don't remember now. It was one of the movies. I don't know. There's so many post-credit scenes. It's hard to keep up. But there was a post-credit scene with Doctor Strange, and he had the gloves on. And it's like, and every friend is like, oh, he's got the comic book accurate gloves. And then we see him in Ragnarok, and I don't think he had the gloves on in Ragnarok. So it would be like, so maybe, I mean, I don't think that would be much of a hype, but it would be cool to get an updated costume for Doctor Strange. Maybe we will see Doc Ock. Maybe we will see Electro. Maybe we will get a tease of Willem Dafoe Green Goblin, which I really hope he comes back because he did a phenomenal job as a Green Goblin. It's all speculation, but again, I just cannot wait for that movie to come out. And that is like one movie, like I'm dying to see Black Widow. I'm dying to see Shang-Chi. I'm dying to see The Eternals. But and honestly, even it, I think my movie theater is still closed. Actually, I don't even know. I know my drive-in is open. So I'll probably see Black Widow at the drive-in, but I'm like, I don't care, if I have to see the movie on Disney Plus. Spider-Man, I'm not missing out on Spider-Man. I'm like, I am seeing that movie the day it comes out. I am going to, I would literally, wait at, even if my movie theater is still closed down, I would literally still go there and demand to see Spider-Man. I love that character so much. He's such a great character. I relate, when I started high school, that Amazing Spider-Man came out, that summer when I just ended my freshman year. So, and then I was just going into the second grade when the first Spider-Man movie came out. So just all these Spider-Man, and then the last one, Far From Home, I got the rubber bands taken off my mouth and everything. So each Spider-Man movie had a different take on it. The only one I didn't see at the movies was Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I think it's because I forgot what I was even doing that summer. But that was the one, that was the only Spider-Man movie that I missed out on. And I was so bummed. Even though I saw it, I was like, it's an alright movie. I was still bummed I didn't see it at the movies. But yeah, so I can't wait. I'm really hoping that we get a first look at the teaser trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home very, very soon. And I'm really hoping Jake Gyllenhaal comes back in some way or form, because he played a great villain. He did a great Mysterio, and personally, it's Mysterio. He is the master of illusions. I don't think he's dead. And I think even when he died, somebody pointed out that if you look at that scene, the van or whatever, it was he had access to only 500 droids or something like that. So it was is he really dead? So it'd be really interesting to see if he really is dead. So I mean, I don't know if they would bring him back. There hasn't been any rumors or anything, but it's Jake Gyllenhaal. So, I mean, he's Mysterio. Again, he's Master of Illusion, so who really even knows? And who knows? Maybe he's the main villain again in this movie, and all these characters, they're just, they're coming back, but they're illusions of Mysterio. How crazy would that be? And I think that would be even awesomer to bring back, because I love Spider-Man 2, and they really did a great job with Doc Ock. So for him to come back, I don't know if it's necessary to come back. So I'm just thinking of this now, it would be awesome, this entire time, we saw Toby and Andrew, they're back, but the entire time it's illusions by Mysterio, and it's not really them. I don't know how fans would feel about that. I don't even know how I would feel about that personally. But just the fact that we had a character last movie that is a master of illusion and that can do stuff like that, Who knows? So that is just my take on everything. So again, even though I rambled on for about 15 minutes about that topic, I'm really interested to see Spider-Man No Way Home, and I'm just really into the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, so get ready because I'm going to be doing a lot of podcasts talking about some Marvel stuff, but again, I will be talking about other stuff as well. So with that being said, guys, I am going to head out here. I've been talking for about 54 minutes, and my mouth is completely dry, and it is getting late out, late I should say, not late out, so with that being said, guys, I cannot thank you enough for listening in, me rambling on for the last 54 minutes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining in. And I personally cannot wait to do more podcast episodes. So I hope everyone has a good week. I hope everyone has an awesome week ahead. Enjoy the weather. Hopefully it's decent weather wherever you guys are. And I hope everyone has a good week. Hope everyone, again, good luck with the exams and everything, and I will talk to all you guys in the next podcast. So with that being said, guys, thank you all so much again, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.